what an incredible production is probably the best way to put it. And you have to give a lot of people, actually our theme today was to be accountable and to understand that your conduct, especially in certain occasions, is so critical to being successful. And I thought the preparation of getting this place prepared for us to play, volleyball and women's basketball has already had a game, but there's been so much more done between those games and this game, and the ability to actually have that area occupied upstairs. The lighting system, the way the speakers, like those different videos and those different productions, and the way in which our media department, Brock should be very, very proud of those that worked with him and under him and together. It truly came together every bit, if not more, than I expected. Being here as long as I've been here, Lance used to run the board that had probably, I didn't even know it had a ticker tape on it. I didn't even know who did the ticker tape until I figured out Lance did it, and half the lights were out and didn't even work. And but to see that production today, the environment of the floor, and how loud it got, especially when Jose made that three to take the lead. So really to know exactly what that's going to be like and feel like, and over 2,000 to reveal is what I called it the other day, our new dig, so to speak. And I'm just grateful to have this opportunity once again going into our 14th season. When you play teams like South Carolina State, who have the ability to do so many different things, and the one thing they're not going to do, and they play as many money games as we play. And so they've been on the road, they've been playing on the road, we've been on the road, we've had this week now of preparation. Sometimes it's almost better maybe to throw a game in there on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe to get some of those kinks out or whatever. But to these guys' credit, they were a pressing team. They were a 40-minute pressure team. And because of who we are and because of what we're capable of doing, you could see that got pulled aside, and they went small. And when they went small, they went really small. And we had to make some decisions. And people can see the rebounding and say, my goodness, you know, you got 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". Unfortunately, it's very difficult to block out, and it's very difficult to rebound against 6'3", 6'4", 6'5 guys because they're coming from everywhere. And to their credit, they came. And to our guys' credit, they continued to defend. Our half-court defense was really good. Our transition, we gave up probably more than we've given up in any other game this season for sure. And they flipped the script. We turn it over, they get a bucket. We miss a bad shot, they get a bucket. We miss a layup, they get a layup. We miss a layup, they get an and one. So if you count those possessions about how that can just turn the game and change the game when you score, now you can set up and do different things. To their credit, every time we got close, they went back up 3. Every time we got close, they went back up 3. I think we cut it to 1, if I'm not mistaken, 52-51. And then I think we even had the ball, and I think that's when we missed, and they put it back on us. And so, to their credit, they kept coming. To our guys' credit, we never quit, which none in 14 years, our guys ain't doing that. But we stayed the course. We continued to understand who we are. And then, once we shared the ball, next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, we get a couple layups. Next thing you know, he gets a layup. Oscar makes a big 3 to tie it. And then Jose comes down in the next possession, makes a big 3 to put us up 3. But I thought the biggest part of all that was coming out of that timeout up 3. We got the stop. We got the rebound. We went down and went 7 for 8 from the free throw line down the stretch. 75% from the line is good for us, but it's not what we need to be, in my opinion. I think we're an 80% plus free throw shooting team. But at the end of the day, the object's to what, guys? Win. So the object's to win. And when you win ugly or you shoot poorly statistically like we did, the object's to win. And I thought our esprit de corps, our connectivity throughout the game was really, really, really good. And to these guys' credit, as the older statesman, so to speak, along with Dorian James, who was a plus 15 for the game, it's just it really says something about where we are, but most importantly, where we can go.
Coach, your team only really led for 3 minutes the entire game. I mean, what does that say about the push for your team and never giving up?
We took it early. I think Jose hit a three maybe to start the game. And then I think they put it on us pretty good. And then if you remember, we brought it back 11-8. So it felt like the momentum had swung at that point. But next thing you know, it's 18-8. And you're like, or 18-11, whatever it was, like you're like, gee, many Christmas. What are we doing? So sometimes I think human nature. Somebody asked me this question the other day, and it might have been Carrie, my wife. How do teams? There's so many swings. Like last night, Florida was down big, and Florida State makes that swing. Liberty was down huge, and they went 26-0 to start the 26-0 to start the second half. So I just think sometimes you either get called in laws, you have to sub. Maybe there's some patterns that are going out there that aren't normal for you, and then they went small. And I think that really disrupted us because they really tried to drive. But to our guys' credit, we're usually the lowest, if not, we're always first or second in fouling, and we didn't foul a lot. I don't think we put them in a bonus in the second half, I don't think. And so to our guys' credit, they really had great resiliency, and they really trusted each other. And you could see it with them every time we went into the timeout. And we won +3-1 media, then +1 media, and I think we were down 3 at that time. And then we went on that next run. So we started taking it media by media, relax, take a breath, and let's just chip away at this thing. And when you have guys like this, like they went back to the press, and then what happened? Carter made a 3. And they were like, oh, we ain't doing that no more. So it's really one of those things where, to these guys' credit, we made big shots, and we made our free throws down the stretch.
And going into halftime, your team had only made, I think it was 10 points from the paint. At the end of the game, you guys had 30 in the paint. What changed there? Was it something defensively that they did that changed, that allowed you guys to open up more? Or what were you seeing there that allowed you guys to kind of start getting more into the paint and putting bodies in the paint that gets some baskets?
I mean, we just went out to attack and then get in the rim. Like, we knew that we could get whatever looks we wanted and just take the best one. We finished with 8 turnovers. We had 7 at halftime. So we only turned the ball over once in the second half. So, I mean, that's huge in getting shots and just, being aggressive and taking that best shot at the best time by the best guy. So whoever that is, just get the best look we can.
And Carter, you and Jose both led the team in points. Was there that extra drive coming into the first home game, first game on the new court? Was there that extra drive for you two to kind of really lead the team, especially when you guys start going down, kind of getting into that hole? Was there a little extra drive for you two to kind of make the example to show everybody it doesn't matter until the game's over?
I mean, I think everyone on this team is winners. We're winners. We want to win. We want to put up a banner. And, it's invaluable what everyone does. And whether they played or not, like, they're so important to this team. Dorian, I mean, the plus-minus is what it is. But when he was on the court, there was a huge difference tonight. Like, he was awesome. And, the new court, everything that, Nick and Brock and everybody's put into it. Like, I worked with Brock last year, my internship, and it was crazy to see everything that went into just one game. And he's got to do all these different events at the same time. And so just seeing that, like,
he's getting another board at the track and field too, so he's going to need your help. Yeah, he's going to need your help.
Get on that center field cam again. Yeah. But just seeing all, like, I just want to win for these people here. Like, I love being here. This is where I want to be. And all the support that everybody's poured into this program, I just want to win.
And Jose, when the ball left your hands on that go-ahead 3, how did you feel? And then just hearing the crowd, how did that feel for you, knowing your team never gave up and that you guys were able to finally put it together and take the lead?
It was incredible. It goes back to what he just said, like the support system we have, and making that shot and then turning around, seeing the whole student section, all the other people on the side. It was incredible. It was an incredible feeling. I
went by the tailgate on the way in, and it was really cool to see that it's starting. It's starting. It's out there and it's starting, and then to see the student section tonight was incredible. And I thought our cheer team and our band did an incredible job of getting them engaged because, like, it's like next thing you know, it goes from 7, then it goes to 8, then it goes to 10. I mean, if everybody's on their hands, and to our cheer team's credit and our band's credit, they didn't let that transpire. And earlier in the half, I don't know if you recognize, but he missed the same exact 3. And tell him.
He just told me you got to pound into it, really get momentum going forward, and knock it in.
He just looked casual, like it was casual. And I just told him when he came out of the game, like you're going to get another one of these, but you got to go up every time, like it's going down. And that was a dagger. And when he shot it, there was no doubt in my mind, only because I see the work that he puts in and see it actually really close up after practice. So to our guys' credit, like Carter said, there's a lot more moving parts here than meets the eye. Oscar's 0 for 3, right? I mean, he hadn't made a shot all game. And he gets a wide open 3 in the corner, and there was no hesitation. There better not be. So there were a lot of big plays, a lot of big shots, and a lot of big free throws down the stretch to continue that to be a 2-possession, 3-possession game.
Coach, I know you've been rolling out a lot of 3-guard looks, and early on they're just really going to work down in the paint. And with only 4 bigs on the roster and Jaden picking up those 2 early fouls, how did you change your approach to that, and how do you look to combat that going forward?
So a long time ago, and I don't remember how long ago, because as you get older, that statement is kind of awkward. But I remember Jeff Van Gundy talking about why would you ever not play your best player when he has 2 fouls, or even a player when he has 2 fouls, because statistically, and he gave this huge deal. So when we started looking into it, there's actually on Ken Palm, they actually keep that statistic now. And we're usually top 5 in the country at like Wajid Aminu, like it didn't matter. If you get 2 fouls, like I think Jonathan had 4 fouls against that. Now that might not be too intelligent, but so playing with 2 fouls, that doesn't bother us, and those guys are going to go back in the game. And we tell them, if you don't go back in the game and keep blocking shots and effect, then you're coming out. Like you got to go back in and keep being aggressive. I think when our guys understand, the paint and what the paint looks like, we're also built differently. And Carter, as you saw in the second half, much like JU last year at home, if you remember, he went to the rim in the second half, went to the rim in the second half, went to the rim in the second half. I thought he could have won even more. So our guys know that going to the rim and playing at the rim, Chaz knows that even though he shoots threes, they're really good at going to the rim. And obviously, he's special at it. Him and Jarius are both special at it. So I don't think the size differential really is a big deal or that. And to their credit, they just kept coming at us, and you got to give them credit for doing that.
And Carter and Jose, they had that full court press going pretty early on. How did that help just coming down the stretch whenever they brought that y'all again? I haven't already seen that tonight.
I mean, we've been pressed several times. I mean, they actually were pressing the whole time, and I think whoever hit a 3 and they went out of it, and then they went back when they had to. So, we're prepared for it. The coach and the coaching staff does a great job getting us prepared, working on certain things we need to work on so that we, do what we need to do in the games to get it done. We're playing Duquesne next. Duquesne's going to press us for 40 minutes. And so it was a great, because I don't teach it. I don't know all the nuances about it. What I do know is there's some things that you can do in order to combat against it. At the end of the day, you got to have players. It doesn't matter who you are. So to these guys' credit, they had great poise, I thought. I don't even know how many turnovers we had against it specifically, but we had great poise. We had very, very good purpose, and then at times we made them pay. And because of that, sometimes you get usually if you ever listen to someone talk about pressing, usually they're like, yeah, we'll give up a dunk or 2 or whatever. But 3s are different.
Anything else, guys? All right.
Thank you, guys.